for everyone, it's not a smooth, straightforward path to the Premier League, is it? There are lots of different ways to get there.
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong way. You know, the main thing is that you get there one way or another. And when you talk about getting there, you know, the thing for me about footballers, when you talk about making it, is getting the most out of what you've got. You know, someone playing in the Championship might be the best they can do, and that might be a great career. Someone might actually underachieve by playing in the Premier League because they should have got further in that. But by the sounds of it, obviously he's had a lot of injury problems, which always, you know, just stunts things, stops things, doesn't it? And you just need that little bit of momentum. And sometimes, like all of us, you need a bit of luck. He's on the pitch, the penalty gets given, he takes it now, naming the papers, all over Sky Sports News tomorrow, got the goal, who knows if he's involved in the game at the weekend, and that's the little breaks that you need as a footballer.
Big moment in the game, though, wasn't it? And a big decision for the officials to make. But did you sense that there was something that maybe David Moyes wouldn't have been happy about in the build-up to the penalty?
Yeah, I mean, when we're watching the game, we'll watch the game in the full screen. We get all the 22 players, and at Ellen Road we can see the managers. A couple of minutes before this penalty happened, Jordan Pickford had a goal kick, I think, and he played it wide to the left back, and I could see David Moyes' reaction. I think it was Garner, put him in a little bit of trouble. Everton played a long ball. They were lucky. They won the second ball and they were okay. But I just noted David Moyes' reaction. And then as soon as I saw the penalty incident, I wasn't watching the big screen, I was watching the smaller screen. I asked people to just run it back to see David Moyes' reaction because of what I'd seen earlier. So that's why we're putting it in the screen now. And you can see he's frustrated with Jordan Pickford. Yes, it's a mistake in midfield and a slip, but he doesn't want Jordan Pickford playing this ball in midfield.
He thinks that he would think it's an unnecessary risk.
Yeah, he thinks he's putting him under trouble. Now, a lot of other managers would have said, you should be able to deal with that. Don't slip over it. You just knock it out to Tarkowski. But David Moyes was thinking, we haven't played well. 0-0 away at Ellen Road, we'll take our point and get out of there. So he was frustrated. But then from there, the big talking point is a handball.
And what's your verdict?
I think it is. I think he knows what he's doing, James Tarkowski, and something I would do. The only thing I'm thinking is, as he lost his bearings, he is in the middle of the goal, but it's a split second decision. Let me just roll it back, sorry. And just see exactly where he was as it was happening. You know, obviously it's not really going to cause him too much danger. It takes a late deflection, and maybe it's just reflexes.
Tell me, Gary.
I think it's definitely a penalty.
You don't think he's trying to get his arm out of the way, which he was trying to argue the case of?
I think it comes from. I think because of the distance it's travelled, and the one thing with me, I think, look.
I mean, the funny thing is, James Tarkowski is actually saying,
he points towards his arm.
On the hand.
There you go, hit my arm.
Yeah.
No, James Tarkowski is the type of defender that feels like he needs to get in front of every single shot, and what I mean by that is that he maybe could have just composed himself, let that ball go through to Jordan Pickford, who was right behind him and would have saved it, but he just comes across quickly. The guilt written all over Tarkowski's face, he knows it's a penalty. He's blocked it from such a distance.
What's interesting here? Just keep an eye on all the other Everton players here now, besides Tarkowski. They've all got their hands behind the back. If I just stop that now,
why?
And you've got...
Why?
No, because the worries about giving a penalty away.
I know.
But you've got Keane, you've got Guy, I think it's Alcaraz. They've all actually got their hands behind the back. Actually, Garner, he's actually got his hands in front.
What's wrong with that, Gary?
No.
Honestly, I just don't think they need to have their arms behind the back. I genuinely don't. You know, if you have your arms here and it hits your arm, they're not going to actually. It's when you move your arm towards the ball. No, Tarkowski's moved his arm towards the ball. So if you look at this now, for me, just move it slowly. He knows what he leans into it there, and he blocks it, and it's a penalty. And he knows what he's done. And look, I just looked at Tarkowski's face. I couldn't take my eye. I thought he knows it's a penalty because you just know when you're a player of that sort of level. He's an honest lad. And he knows that he's made a mistake, and Pickford would have just picked that up. So
there was frustration, we saw that at the end, not just from Tarkowski and the teammates, but also David Moyes got involved in that with the referee as well at the end. It took them 6.5 seconds to make the decision from the incident. What do you think was going on there?
It was a throwback to before VAR days, where a referee wasn't 100% sure. He was in communication with his assistant, Lee Betts, on that far side, and he needed help. I think the referee thought it was a penalty, but he looked to his, as I said, the referee's assistant for guidance, took 6.5 seconds, and then thought, I'm going to give it. And because of VAR, we're in that position now where officials have got to go, OK,